Hi, well, good morning, all. Welcome to today's online class session. This is for first year students for first semester. Uh, the topic which we are going to discuss of today is speaking. All of you are very much, familiar that you have already heard in unit number 1. There is a chapter called Speaking, in which we had a discussion on introducing yourself in a formal situation. I hope all of you have observed one thing. The conversation started, they never introduced themselves with each other, and the conversation keeps on going. In the middle, they have introduced themselves. So this is what the difference between dialogue writing and conversation, right? At intermediate level, generally most of the dialogues will start with wishing, but here we cannot find such kind of a wishing, right? And today, in the same unit 2 titled Speaking, this is something, starting and controlling a conversation. So sometimes what happens, it is very easy to start the conversation with strangers, but at the same time, we cannot, continue it, or we cannot control our conversation with others. So today we are going to have a discussion, how to start a conversation, and how to control it or how to continue it, right? Let us come to the first slide which I am trying to present you. Look at the first slide, where we can come across with a conversation can be sustained after introducing oneself to the others. So a conversation can be sustained, that means maintained or controlled or continued after introducing oneself to the others. You have learned how to introduce yourself in unit number 1. This is what I have told you in the beginning itself. In unit 1, we had a discussion on introducing ourselves in a formal situation, informal situation, right? And today we are going to have a discussion on what you call how to start a conversation and how to control it. So this is what in our today's session we are going to discuss. Okay. So in order to keep the conversation going, there are certain techniques that one can adopt. Okay. So there are some steps that are required to everyone in order to keep the conversation going on. Okay, and all these techniques are supposed to be followed by every individual, right? And moreover, they are also very important, right? And now let us come to the required steps or required points that one has to maintain. Now, look at the technique number 1. Learn the question. So, before asking a question, you have to prepare yourself mentally what kind of a question that you are supposed to ask to that particular person. So, in order to fulfill this one, you have to learn the question. So you have to know what kind of a question that you are going to ask. And then next, the second technique is listen carefully. This is what where majority people will fail, because we never listen to others. This is the problem with everyone, in fact. But this is very, very important techniques, one of the important techniques. So until unless you listen carefully, you will not become a good negotiator or a good speaker or a good orator. So the second component or the second technique is listening carefully what others are saying. And then next, the third point or the third technique to sustain the conversation is build rapport. So you have to build a kind of rapport in your conversation. That means the opposite person should feel friendly to continue his talk to you. So this kind of a rapport is supposed to be maintained while speaking to others, right? And then next, the fourth technique, avoid vagueness. Avoid vagueness. You are not supposed to uh, ask or give the answers in vague, because it kills the interest of opposite person to talk to you. So this is also important techniques, one of the important techniques that you have to maintain by avoiding vagueness. Then next, the fifth one more technique here is being given, be attentive. So you have to be alert, you have to be attentive while you speak with someone, because if you don't look attentive, that shows you are not interesting in talking to him. So this will leads to communication gap. So once communication gap takes place in any kind of a conversation, lot of misunderstandings will take place. So that is why you have to be attentive, you have to be alert while you speak to anyone. And also it injects some kind of interest in opposite person to whom you are speaking. And now the another technique, show enthusiasm. So you have to be sportive, you have to be jovial while speaking to others, and at the same time you have to be so enthusiastic. Enthusiastic means you have to show the sportiveness while speaking to others, so that the opposite person will feel comfort while speaking to you. And then next, another technique, to sustain any conversation, balance the conversations. So you have to be balance your conversation, because balance is one of the elements that we have discussed, uh, we'll discuss in second year, because this is something related to second year topic, argumentative essay and discursive essay. So in any conversation, balance is required much more. So if you lose balance or if you lose your tempo, it will lead to some kind of misunderstandings. And now, uh, then next, accept criticism. So you should have that kind of open mindedness in order to accept the criticism by others also. So if you don't accept their criticism, or if you show any kind of what you call interest, the opposite person will feel not comfortable, right? And some essential elements of a conversation to know, some essential elements of a conversation to know in order to keep the conversation going on. It is very important, how you start the conversation, and at the same time, simultaneously, you have to continue the conversation. So that means the opposite person should think that you are an interested person to speak, right? So some more techniques have been given in order to keep the conversation going on. Remembering the names, this helps you a lot. When you are speaking to someone, try to remember his name, right? This shows a kind of friendly nature, and the opposite person will feel that you are very much familiar with his name. So don't ever you know try to uh, start a conversation without remembering their names. And second one is creating rapport or bond. So that kind of a bond should be built, right? You have to maintain, you have to create that rapport, you have to create that bond in order to go the conversation on and on. And reflecting and what they said, you have to what you call give your response when they speak to you. And then next, agreeing or interrupting for clarification. Okay? Agreeing or interrupting for clarification. Then next, controlling the answers to discuss desired topic and not being diverted away from the topic. There what we often commit mistake. Number of people do not know at what context what topic is being spoken by someone. Most of the people do not know what they are talking, and whether they are talking at the right context or not, they do not know. So that is why it is very much mandatory that you should know that your topic should not be diverted to other topics. This is also very important thing that you have to keep in your mind. And then next, asking the options, showing concern and interest. Now you have to keep the ball in opposite person's court. So you have to ask options, and at the same time simultaneously you have to show the concern and interest that you are much more interested to talk to him. And then next, apologizing to avoid bad impression. Sometimes it happens when a conversation takes place, consciously or unconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly, some kind of bad impressions, bad gestures will come. So that is why what you have to do is you have to apologize. So whatever that bad impressions or bad gestures have been expressed by you. And then next, avoid unnecessary arguments whenever necessary. Already I have told you, when we have started this conversation, this is nothing but a conversation. This is not an argument. So that means conversation means you have to share your ideas with the opposite person, and you have to take the ideas from the opposite person. Don't forget that one. It is not an argument. So that is why you have to avoid unnecessary arguments. And strategy often used by the speakers to keep the conversation going is asking their opinion on any topic. So these are some kind of strategies that have been often used by the speakers in order to keep the conversation on. So what you have to do, asking their opinion on any topic. First of all, you have to ask the opposite person's opinion on any topic. And second strategy is showing concern This is what, in earlier slide also we have come across. You have to show the concern. And then next, expressing interest to know more about their lives. So you have to express your interest, that you are very much interested to know something about their lives, their career, etc., etc. And then next, linking topics. Linking topics. You have to find out, is there any linking topics to your conversation. And now, then next, discussing future plans. Discussing future plans. This is the another strategy that is often used by the speakers. And now, sharing about oneself every now and then. Sharing about oneself. That means there will not be any kind of, secrecy. You have to open. You have to be candid whenever you are speaking to someone. By sharing about yourself, you can know something about other persons also. And now, sharing stories. So sometimes, wherever there is necessary, you have to share the stories. Speaking about current affairs such as news and recent events. So unless you are thorough with the print media, that means without reading newspapers regularly, without watching TV news regularly, this strategy will not be possible. If you go through the newspapers and if you go through the TV news, then you will be able to talk something about current affairs and recent events that have been taking place all over the world as well as in the country. And now, keeping a list of interesting topics to talk about. So what are the topics that create interest, to opposite person? This is also one of the best strategies that every speaker has to maintain. Now, look at the example. Look at the example. This is from page number 36. Okay. In your textbook, those who are having textbooks, please follow the textbook. Those who are not having textbook, please have a look on this example. Look at the beginning of the conversation. This is very important. You have to observe how the conversation begins, how the conversation started in the first unit, and now in second unit, starting and sustaining conversation, how the conversation starts. Now here there are two persons named Rani and Soma. Excuse me, hello, I am Rani. So this kind of introduction you didn't come across in first unit. Informal situation, introducing informal situation, this kind of a dialogue or this kind of a beginning, we didn't come. We didn't see. But here you can see, in the beginning itself, Rani introducing herself. Excuse me, hello, I am Rani, could you please help me with something? And now look at the reply of Soma. Hi Rani, I am Soma, I would be happy to help. Now both the candidates introduce themselves, by sharing their names. So Rani said that she is so and so, and in reply Soma also said she is so and so. Then now look at the dialogue, how the conversation is going on. I am new to Hyderabad, I am looking for a place to buy pearls. So now Rani is asking help to Soma that she wants to purchase some pearls in Hyderabad, and that is why she needs help from Soma. Right now, Soma's response: Hyderabad is famous for its pearls. Is there anything in particular that you have in mind? So now Soma is telling, she's giving additional information that Hyderabad is very famous for pearls, and further asking, is there anything in particular that you have in mind? Okay. Then next, look at the Rani response. I am not very sure. It depends on the price. What might the approximate price be? What she's saying, she is not very much sure, and it depends upon the price of pearls, and that is why asking what might the approximate price be. And now look at the response of Soma. Well, let us see, if you want to a single strand of pearls of medium size, you might get it for about 500 rupees if you go to Old City. And now by giving this kind of information, what she is saying, she is giving more information that in Old City the pearls are cheaper than that of any other place. And now she is asking, Rani, the Old City, yes, I have heard that is the place to go to buy pearls. Right. Then next, Soma. You could also get them in other places in the city, but it would be more expensive. You should go to the Old City if you have the time, and if you need to buy many sets, you will find a variety of pearls and bangles in Lad Bazaar near the Charminar. Now what she is saying, it is not like that. Pearls are not only available at Old City, but they are available in New City also. But comparatively, when the price is being compared, you can get pearls more cheaper than New City. This is what saying. And additional information what Soma is giving to Rani is that bangles also very famous at that particular place. The name of that particular bazaar, which is internationally famous, popular, called Lad Bazaar, near the Charminar. Right. And then look at the response of Rani. Is it difficult to get to the Old City? Now she is asking about transportation. Soma, where are you staying? Rani, I am staying at the Taj Mahal Hotel in Abbots. Now Rani said that she is staying at the Taj Mahal Hotel in Abbots, very old one in Abbots. Soma, it is not far then. There are plenty of buses you could take. You could also go by auto or book a cab. Remember to bargain at the shops. Now Soma is replying as soon as she came to know that that Rani is staying at the Taj Mahal Hotel in Abbots, and she is saying that it is very nearer to Abbots. Also, there is a facility to take bus also, and also you can take an auto, or else you can take a taxi also. And furthermore, she is suggesting, remember to bargain at the shops. Remember to bargain at the shops. Now look at the response of Rani. Bargain, I am very bad at it. So bargain, oh, this is not my cup of tea. I am very bad at bargaining. Soma immediately responds, you must bargain for half the price, otherwise you might be cheated. So you have to bargain for half the rate, so that you will not be cheated by others. If bargaining is not your cup of tea and you are willing to spend a bit more, I suggest that you go to the Lepakshi Handicrafts Emporium opposite LB Stadium in Abbots. That is also a good option. Now furthermore information has been given by Soma. If Rani is not good at bargaining, okay, she can also visit Lepakshi Handicrafts Emporium, which is situated opposite LV Stadium in Abbots. Okay, very near to Abbots. And then next, what Rani is saying. That sound good. Thanks for taking the time to help me out. Yeah, Rani's response. That sound good. Thanks for taking. That sounds good. It is not S is not printed over there. That sounds good actually. Thanks for taking the time to help me out. Soma, you are welcome. I hope you have a pleasant time. Goodbye and thank you very much. Bye. So this is the first conversation. Okay, you have to look, how the conversation started. You have to compare both the conversation, the first unit conversation, introducing yourself in a formal situation, and now in unit 2, starting a conversation and sustaining a conversation. How that conversation started and how today's conversation started, right? You can find both the similarities. In the beginning, she said, "Hi, hello, I am so and so," and when it ends, they are thank you by wishing uh, and what Soma is saying, you are welcome. I hope you have a pleasant time. Goodbye, Rani. Thank you very much. By a kind of formality. Bye bye. See you like. So now conversation 2. Look at the conversation 2. Mohan, and there are two candidates once again. Conversation Mohan and Samir. Hi, I am Mohan. I am here to do my BCom. I joined the hostel today. What about you? Now Mohan is putting a question in front of Samir by introducing herself that he is Mohan and he has come to do his BCom and he joined in the hostel today and he is asking Samir whether you stay at the hostel or you localite. Now Samir is saying, "Hi Mohan, my name is Samir. I have joined the BCom course too." And now here Samir is also saying that he is also a BCom student, right? He also joined the same day. And look at the response of Mohan. "Are you from Hyderabad?" Samir, "No, I am from Mumbai. And you?" Mohan is asking to Samir, "Are you from Hyderabad?" In response, Samir is saying, "No, he is not from Hyderabad. He is from Bombay." Right? Mohan, "I am from this city, but I live far away, so I decided to join the hostel to save time." Now, what Mohan is saying, I am from the city. Mohan is a localite, but his house is located very far from this college, so that is why he joined in the hostel to save the time. Wonderful. I was hoping to meet some local guys. Which one is your room? Now, Samir was, very much felt happy and he's saying in response, "Wonderful. I was hoping to meet some local guys. Which one is your room?" Mohan, "I am in room number 219 in C block." So now Mohan is saying that he is staying in room number 219 in C block. Samir is saying, "Oh good, I am in 220. So in the same block, I am sure I will enjoy my stay here. I was looking to find someone to accompany me on my trips into town." So Samir said that he is also staying just beside of 219 in C block, right? And Mohan, "I would be glad to come along, Samir. I will take you to the best places to eat in Hyderabad." So now Mohan is, promising Samir that he would be very glad to come along with Samir and that he will take to the best places to eat in Hyderabad. Samir, "Well, tomorrow is Saturday. How about we taste some of that famous Hyderabadi biryani and Irani chai that I have heard so much about?" And Samir said, "Tomorrow is a Saturday, so let us go for a famous Hyderabadi biryani and Irani chai." "Absolutely, let us go out for lunch tomorrow. I know a number of places to suit every budget." Samir, "I am glad to meet you. I am glad I met you, right?" Mohan, "I am happy you came to this college all the way from Mumbai. Here, take my number." They exchange phone number. So each of them exchange their numbers. And Samir is saying, "Thank you, Mohan. I need to go now, but I will catch you later." Mohan said, "Sure, see you." So today's topic is starting and sustaining a conversation. In Unit 1, as I have told you once again, I want to remind you. In Unit 1, we had a discussion on what you call introducing yourself in a formal situation. In today's session, we had a discussion how to start a conversation and how to control it, how to continue it effectively in a balanced manner. Number of strategies, number of techniques, number of steps that have been discussed by us. I hope you must have enjoyed this class. Uh, See you in the next class. Thank you very much. Anja. ఏం చేయలేదు కట్టం